So I just got back from watching the brand new Jurassic World Rebirth movie, and it was mid at best. But it got me thinking back to a time when the Jurassic movies were absolute cinema. Back before Emmett from the Lego movie was in the Jurassic franchise, when Steven Spielberg was still in charge, and when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Even though the first Jurassic World movie did low-key go kinda hard, and Chris Pratt's kinda Sigma. But in today's video, on these 8 base plates, I'm going to be building my very own Lego Jurassic Park, including 5 dinosaurs, 12 minifigures, 4 unique sets, and 5 of my own custom recreations of different iconic parts of Jurassic Park. And no, I didn't buy this set, or this set, or this set, or that 4+ set. Guys, I'm already so broke from buying these sets. So, please subscribe so I can reach my goal of 5,000 subscribers, and Lego will sponsor me. So, since Jurassic Park is on an island, I'm going to use this blue base plate to represent the water around the island, and I'm going to use tan plates to build a small beach. But our characters need some way to get to the island, and in the movie, they use a helicopter, so I built that helicopter. And while it can't fit all our characters, it can fit 1 pilot and 2 passengers. But the helicopter needs somewhere to land on the island, so I built a helipad. I used a lot of different colored plates, as well as these little transparent pieces for the lights to guide the pilot to exactly where to land so he doesn't crash. Finally, I just put the helipad down on the beach and filled in the rest of the area with vegetation. So once our characters land on the island and they get off the helicopter, they need a way to get to the actual park, and that is through the Jurassic Park themed Jeeps that come in 2 of the sets that we're going to build today. So on this next base plate, which we're going to connect using the tan tiles we built the beach with, always so satisfying. And next we're going to use dark tan tiles to build a pathway leading up to the park that the Jeeps can drive on. But before they can actually get up to the park, of course, they have to go through the iconic Jurassic Park gate, which is custom built by me. I know I did a pretty good job. And we're gonna go ahead and attach that at an angle. Of course, it's not as big as it is in the movie, but none of these sets are. But I built it just using a bunch of these dark bluish gray slopes, as well as just basic Lego bricks. I use these inverted slope pieces to make the different torches going all the way up. Using hinges attached to the back, the gates can just open wide so the Jeeps can drive through. But like I mentioned earlier, let's go ahead and take a look at the first set of the video. This is also the smallest set, and it is set number 76958, Dilophosaurus Ambush. Now, this set is a huge spoiler for the movie, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, this movie came out over 30 years ago. You don't have any excuse, just go watch it. But this is going to be your only spoiler warning in this video. So this set's kind of dark. The villain of the first movie, Dennis Nedry, let's just say, he turns into Lego studs. And his minifigure in this set looks great. He looks super worried. I love his Jurassic Park themed jacket and name tag. He's hitting this emote in his alternate face, and he's getting sprayed by the Dilophosaurus, which is the first dinosaur of this video. And while it is the smallest, it is arguably one of the most dangerous, since it has poisonous venom that it can shoot at you. The Jeep that is included in this set, and the thing that makes it different than the other Jeeps in this video is that it is muddy since it's raining at the end of the movie. My favorite detail of this Jeep is definitely that you can see Dennis's footprints on one side of him getting in and out of the Jeep, and on the other side you can see the dinosaur's toe prints. Bro is absolutely cooked. But my favorite detail has to be this little printed Barbasol can and the frog piece used here to show some of the shaving cream. This little side build has a sign pointing to the east dock, which we can put right next to the helipad since it just makes sense since it's next to water, and put Dennis Nedry losing all of his Lego studs right next to the water. But let's go ahead and drive our characters through the gate into Jurassic Park. And the first dinosaur that our characters encounter is the Bronchiosaurus in set 76960, Bronchiosaurus Discovery. And while he is the biggest dinosaur in this video, it's also the least dangerous, since bro's a vegetarian. The other part of this set is this chopped tree, and the best part of it is that you can put a minifigure up here at the top so that they can feed the Bronchiosaurus a leaf. There's also a little sign at the bottom that shows you what this dinosaur is and a few warnings. Wait, stop doing that! Stop doing that! To be honest, that probably hurts the Bronchiosaurus more than it hurts the minifigure, since we all know how painful it is to step on a Lego. And I hope this cracked egg at the bottom isn't anything important. And this set also comes with another Jeep, and the only difference in this Jeep than the other one is that it's actually open on the top and it doesn't have all the mud all over it, and it can comfortably fit the 3 minifigures that we get in this set. The first of which is the actual villain of Jurassic Park, since he is the creator, John Hammond. And while he doesn't have leg printing, he does have his little mosquito cane, as well as an absolutely diabolical tooth gap. We also get our 2 main protagonists, Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler, who does have leg printing and a YouTube thumbnail face. But that'll go on this base plate right behind the gate, and I want to make sure it's an open area so that the Bronchiosaurus has plenty of room to graze, and I needed to add some trees so he has something to munch on. The next set is 76959 Triceratops Research. And the namesake of this set, the Triceratops, is much like the Bronchiosaurus, since they're friendly to humans and less provoked. But we've got a problem. My boy's sick, and the 2 minifigures we get in this set have to find out why. The first of which is Ellie Sattler. She's actually slightly different because she has poop stains on her shirt and the type of face that you probably make if you were digging in poop. We also get Ian Malcolm, and he looks strangely like Jeff Goldblum. I have no idea why. And his alternate face looks like he's saying,
"That is one big pile."
Speaking of which, the side build we get in this set is a pile of Triceratops dookie, which you can dig through to find some poisonous berries, which are why my boy the Triceratops is sick. The other part of the set is the iconic Jurassic Park Ford Explorer, which has that Jurassic Park product placement on the back. A highlight of this definitely has to be the printed wheels, as well as the huge skylight on top, and it can fit a surprising amount of minifigures inside. And it also has this great looking little map of the park to show you exactly where you are. But since this Ford Explorer is actually a visitor car, it has to stay on a track so that visitors don't randomly go into the T-Rex enclosure. Because you know some dad of a family of 5 is going to randomly decide to be adventurous. So I've got to build that track that this drives on, and I did that just using a bunch of plates and tiles and attaching it on these jumper plates. And after extending the path, we can just put the Triceratops right here. And for the last and biggest set of this video, set 76961, Visitor Center, T-Rex, and Raptor Attack. And for $130, 693 pieces is looking crazy, but it does come with 2 dinosaurs, one of which is the huge T-Rex. Bro definitely needs to start hitting some curls, but I love his printing with all these different scars all over his body. And I love that you can open up his jaw super wide. We also get a raptor in this set, and while he is small, bro is an absolute menace. But I can't just have these 2 dinosaurs running around all over the place free, so let's build enclosures for both of them. The first of which is the T-Rex enclosure, which surprisingly was the easier of the 2 to build. This electric fence design I just ripped pretty much straight from this set, using these flexible plastic pieces for the fence and a few different foliage pieces to look like it's dense forest. I even put this little electric warning sign so people know that it's an electric fence and don't try to touch it. And we can put this in the far right corner of the build and put some more tracks so that the visitor cars can drive by and hopefully the fence doesn't break. Oh no. On the other hand, the raptor enclosure took around 2 to 3 hours to build, but I included that electrified fence up here at the top so that the raptor doesn't try to jump out. There's a little catwalk on the side to get up to the door to enter into this big watchtower so you can check in on the dinosaur, make sure it hasn't escaped. But how could it escape? Maybe the power could go out? Nah, that wouldn't happen. And probably one of my favorite parts of this is that the gate at the front can actually open up to let the raptor inside. In the raptor enclosure in the movies, there's a bunch of this dense foliage, and that's always seemed like kind of an oversight to me, since wouldn't you want to be able to see the raptor inside of there to make sure he didn't escape? And since the raptor is actually bulking, this cow has over 1,000 grams of protein. But let's go ahead and put this right next to the visitor center. But speaking of the visitor center, let's go ahead and take a look at it. But this set looks a lot bigger on the outside than it actually does on the inside. It's more of a facade than anything. I do really like the fossil designs at the front and the way they did the roof. Inside, there's the banner for when dinosaurs ruled the earth. And while it is small, they did capture 2 really iconic rooms, including the cafeteria, which has some very suspicious looking jello and some also very suspicious looking frog cake. And on the other side, there's a little dinosaur lab. There's Mr. DNA on a screen over here, as well as a place to store eggs. There's a computer, there's a microscope, there's a mosquito, everything you're gonna need. And in this lab, you can put Dr. Arnold, Samuel L. Jackson, and I love his tie, how it's untied, and then his shirt is unbuttoned. Dang, he's got some chest hair. His alternate face looks like he just found out that Emperor Palpatine is a Sith Lord. We also get Dr. Henry Wu, who has a lab coat on. But honestly, a highlight of this building has to be the great sticker pieces used on these windows right here. We get both Tim and Lex Murray, and yes, I looked up those names. I did not remember these kids' names. Why did they open Jurassic Park as a kids attraction? Bro, why didn't he think this was gonna go wrong? We also get 2 other variants of Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler. And finally, we get a T-Rex skeleton. And I don't know if this is a baby T-Rex or something, but they're not the same size. And finally, let's go ahead and put the visitor center right down here in the corner of the island. And using these transparent blue tiles, let's create the little pond that's right in front of the visitor center. But I think that's it for building the entirety of Isla Nublar from Jurassic Park in Lego. I'm sure other people could build it bigger and better than me. I just did this to have fun. I watched the new movie and I just was kind of fiending to build some Lego dinosaurs. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.